Alright, next we'll be asking our candidate for public relations, Daniel Liu, to come up to the front, please.
Hi. So my name is Daniel, and I'm running for public relations. And I want to begin with a story of when I was a freshman. As an out-of-state student coming here, I didn't know anyone. But one of my friends in the dorm brought me to FASA. And through FASA, I discovered a group of people, a community that I could trust on, I could count on, I could rely on. And at the end of last year, I was nominated to be an officer. And after talking with current officers at that time, I realized I wasn't ready at that time. And I realized I wasn't ready because I didn't understand why I wanted to be an officer. But now I realize I want to be an officer because, hold on. I want to be an officer because I care for the change. And I see that FASA is not just a group of people that changed my life socially, but is an organization that represents social change and empowerment of student voices in our community. One of the things that public relations requires is communication. And I can communicate two ways, creativity and personability. Creativity is art, poetry, designs, social media. That's the public. That's what I call how I communicate through art. The personability, that's relations. That's understanding where people come from. That's coming to terms with people and not judging them for who they are. That's communication through heart. And I believe those two traits are important for the communication of the public relations chair. And with 12 other officers, I believe that we can come together to make our voices heard on this campus. Thank you. Questions? Mike?
So public relations is basically like you're like one of the first people that members will talk to. Let's say I'm an incoming freshman and I have no friends. Basically, I was in your position. How would you sell, or how would you convince me to come to a FASA meeting if I were to approach you at the table?
The first thing you have to do is tell them why you do it. So why I do this, because I have a group of friends here and I see the passion that people in here have for community, for culture, and for friendship. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm in Dream Project, and the reason I joined was because a cute girl told me to. And I see a lot of beautiful people in this room, so that's one. I'm dead serious. Jordan? I'm being real. I'm honest.
I'm walking away.
Jordan.
Don't lie.
So, as of now, one of FASA's main modes of PR is strictly social media. How do you plan to reach beyond just Twitter, just Facebook?
Oh, the personability part, where it's like you reach out to them personally, like cell phone, texting, calling, trying to find them on campus, be like, hey, can you come out to our event? Hey, can you come out to our event? Because social media, I'll read something on like Facebook and I'll just like go through it. But if you constantly, if you're persistent, people will come. People it'll show that you care about them, and they'll want to come because you care. Yes, ma'am.
How do you plan to reach out to not just people walking around in Red Square? How are you going to reach out to legacy groups and other orgs on campus? Oh, and along with the Filipino Community Center and beyond just this university?
It's a good question. That's one thing that I did not mention in my speech, but that's one thing I want to do is reach out beyond just we're a small campus. Even though we have 30,000 people, there's a whole world out there, and that's part of culture that that our club tries to establish and tries to teach to other people. That's an important thing that I believe. And if we teach culture, if we reach out, say for Phil Night, we reach out to the community and say, hey, this is our play, can you come watch it? If we go all the way down to the South End, all the way down to Tacoma, all the way up north, things like that, the more we branch out, the more we can show who we are. If we establish our roots in different communities, not just the Filipino community on University of Washington, but Filipino communities in the South End, Pacific Islander communities, Chinese communities in different places in our city.
So you said
network or you're going to meet, connect with other communities outside the university. And there's hundreds of organizations that are Filipino American based. How are you going to go out and reach? Because a lot of them don't do social media. A lot of them probably don't even know their contact information. So how are you going to go out and find them?
I have to find out their contact information first, and then I will contact them. And like if there's community groups out there, someone knows them, and it's my job as a public relations chair to find who knows them, so I can contact them. So I can contact them to say, hey, this is what we're about. Can we do like an event? Can we like get our fundraising chair involved, our political chair, our cultural chair involved, so we can have a joint event with maybe like a Filipino club in Tacoma or something like that.